You are watching The Dawn Show. We are live and we are local, and we're talking about home remedies, things that maybe you have in your house or maybe you should have in your house or travel with, where you can actually heal your kids without all the spray, Neosporin, Solar Cane stuff. So things that you might eat could actually be healers. And we're here with Donna Leader, who is really a holistic guru. I don't know what else to call you. But you have a great story because you travel a lot. You have 3 sons.
Yeah.
And so you carry some of this stuff with you.
Yes.
And so you have a great story about an injury where you put together this concoction and it worked.
Yeah, well, what happened, we were in Arizona in the middle of nowhere, literally in the desert. There were cows in the street, or whatever. I can't even say street, but there were cows, really, dust and cows. And at night, it was like 11 o'clock at night, my kids were playing, and they came in, my middle son came in and said, okay, don't freak out. And I'm thinking, well, I was fine 2 seconds ago, but now I'm a little freaked out by that. So right after him walked my youngest one. And at the time, I think he was, 12. And he apparently had a really bad fall, and he gashed the back of his, it was really disgusting. It was a really bad gash. He really needed to go to the hospital. But the hospital was at least, and I didn't even know where it was. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what do we do here? And so they ran to get, there was a holistic nurse nearby, and they ran to get her and woke her up, and she came and she said, okay, we have 2 choices. You can go to the hospital, or you can do this. That's what I'll show you. And I thought, honey and turmeric. Now I call it turmeric. Apparently it's turmeric.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Well, I'm from New York,
whatever.
so whatever it is. Yes, exactly. So I'm going to call it turmeric because that's what my mouth does. So she said we make a salve of I was going to say banana, of honey and turmeric. And I thought, honey, I put that in my tea. How are you going to put that on the back of my son's head? So, this is a really bad gash, and so so I'm going to have you do it. So she put this thing together, and she used, this, I don't know if you can see this.
Cloth
this
like
cloth,
this,
yeah.
like
I don't know if you could see this. It's the cloth. She put the salve on here, and I'll show you all of it. And she put it on the back of his head. And
now, what is turmeric or turmeric? What is
turmeric?
It?
Is an antibacterial. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's amazing. It's antiviral.
But it's an herb.
It's an herb, right?
Okay.
And the thing is also, turmeric you can get, as I explained before, you can get it non-irradiated or irradiated, which means one has radiation and one doesn't. So this one is better.
So you want the organic.
You don't want
no radiation.
Right. You want the non-irradiated.
Okay.
That's what you want. That's the best. And hopefully, if it's organic, usually it's one and the same.
Right.
So this is the better choice.
So let's do it.
So so this is what we did. As weird as this might be. And the thing about honey that's so great, it's an antibacterial, and some things that regular antibiotics can't cover, for whatever reason, it's amazing, but honey can. So it is amazing.
So what did you do, a teaspoon?
So I put, I'm doing it for the show. I just put a little of this, a little of that. So I'm putting a half a teaspoon of both.
Okay.
And it's kind of, you just make a salve out of it. Oh, it's going to be way too much, but it doesn't matter. It really, honestly doesn't matter. So here, just mix it up.
Okay.
You can mix it up with anything. It's not a perfect science, so anybody that's watching, no worries. Right, just make it into something that looks like paste.
Okay.
And then you're good.
Can you see this?
If you can see that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see, right there. Looks like homemade mustard.
Yeah.
Almost.
And if you wanted to taste it, you can. There's no harm.
Okay.
It's a little gross, but it's fine because it's sweet and there's turmeric in it. So we put this here.
Okay.
Right? And that's what we did. And this is like putting Neosporin on a cut.
Okay.
All right?
It's the natural.
And yeah, you don't tend to need that much, but let's just say that you do.
Okay.
All right? Looks like peanut butter. It definitely does not taste like peanut butter. Okay, and then you just put it on. Are you all right with that?
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead. Go for it.
So you just, how does that feel?
Okay, feels kind of cold. It's
and then you just
soothing.
put it on, that's it. And you can,
Smells kind of good.
Does it?
Yeah, smells good.
Oh, okay. So you can use any kind of pad. I just put this because this is organic cotton. You don't have to use organic cotton. Whatever you have, just cover it.
So what would this do? This heals?
It heals
and
it. It scabs it over. By the next day, my son had a scab on the back of his gaping hole.
Okay.
And in 2 days, it was looking so much better. I couldn't believe it without stitches or anything.
Okay.
On top of that, because it's an anti-inflammatory, you can drink it. So you can do this, honey, turmeric, and cayenne pepper. It's all an anti-inflammatory, and it helps from the inside out.
Okay.
It doesn't taste that great, but it's really, really good for you.
And so you never took him, followed up to the
never.
doctor or anything.
Nothing.
It was healing, and he was fine, and it was all good.
It was amazing. It was truly, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I would never have believed it.
That's
I would
amazing.
never have believed it.
That
Yeah.
is. Now, I'm not telling you not to go to the doctor with
Oh,
your
no,
kid.
no.
So this is
No,
something
whoops.
that, you always, if you think that somebody has a serious injury, call your doctor, go to the doctor.
Oh,
But this
yeah.
is something, even if you started out with, because if, Donna, you have 3 boys, I have boys.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have boys, this is a great little scrape, to start with the scrapes and bruises, because
Yeah.
that's every day in my house. So, I
Right.
think it's great to start out with.
It's just another way, and the fact that you can drink it. And my kids he had a lot of these drinks, and he kept on like a cup an hour.
Yeah.
And I think the combination, they did it, especially if you start them young. It really does work. It works better than Neosporin.
That's amazing.
Way, way better.
That's
I mean, it
amazing.
was, I know. It's
No, that's all right. We'll
not
wash
very
it
attractive.
up. So what is this stuff? You're a big proponent of tea tree oil.
Oh my God, I take that everywhere. I take
Okay.
it everywhere. Oh, I forgot to mention, she washed it with this thing first,
Okay,
with
so
hydrogen
this
peroxide.
this is food grade hydrogen peroxide.
Only, if you're going to use it, only use food grade.
Now, what does that mean?
Only. It's much better. Regular hydrogen peroxide
You don't
dries
have to
you
wash
out.
me off, Donna.
It's the mother in me. I can't help it.
And I just want to show. Can I show the camera? Can I just show?
Oh, yeah.
Now this is a soap made with tea tree oil,
Tea tree
among
oil.
other things.
Yeah, and it is extremely powerful. When I travel with it, I don't ever go anywhere without it. It is unbelievably powerful. You can use tea tree oil too, but it's a lot more caustic. It's very strong. I mean, you want to smell it?
I have this all over my house. I use
Oh.
this for everything.
You could
It's
use it for everything.
For cuts
You
and
can-
bruises, or
you can clean,
bug
you
bites,
can
cleaning,
everything.
anything.
I mean, it's good for so many things. You put it in your laundry. If you have an infection, you put that with a little bit of oil, olive oil or something, and you could put it on an infection.
Oh, and Tess, our senior producer, is saying it's good for pimples.
It's good really for everything, for acne. I mean, it has.
It's like My Fat Greek Wedding, where he does the Windex.
Yes.
Well, this is the
you
replacement
can
for
walk
the
around,
Windex.
and that's a lot
Tea tree.
easier to walk around with.
than the Windex.
Right.
But this is good stuff,
Yeah.
and this is actually from Australia,
Yes.
from trees in Australia.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing. It works on everything. It is truly.
So it's a nice
powerful.
little holistic healer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we have a lot more to talk
definitely.
about, including you and the orangutans and Borneo. Our conversation with Donna Leader continues here on The Dawn Show.